Now, one of the most common questions that I get asked about finding work in the animation industry is, how do I get a job? And it's a very good question, because if you're going to spend money on an expensive animation course or even a not so expensive one, you want to find out whether you're going to find work at the end of it. And of course, in theory, it should be just as simple as taking the course, doing the work, and then waiting for the phone to ring. But in reality, it isn't like that. And you're going to need to do a number of important things in order to make sure that you can find work in the industry after completing the course. And the single most important factor in finding work in the industry is a great demo reel. That's what you really need to start with. You need a great demo reel, and that demo reel needs to be hosted at your blog or website. It should be at Vimeo, it should be at YouTube, it should be really easy to find. And it also nowadays needs to be embedded at your LinkedIn page. And this is one of the things that I tell all my students is you must have a LinkedIn profile. Connect to me, because I'm connected to 3,000 plus people in the animation industry, including most of the major recruiters. And if you connect to me, then you can connect to them, and they will connect to you because you are rising talent. You are potentially the next big thing, and they want to find you. And recruiters need you because they need to staff animation productions, and they need a roster of talent on their books. So your LinkedIn profile is very important these days, and you need to connect that to your demo reel and make it really easy. No password protection, nothing like that. Make it really easy for anyone connecting to your LinkedIn profile to then find your demo reel. And then, of course, the other thing is you've got to actually get out there and apply for work. And this is the bit that most people, or many people, this is the hurdle many people trip over. And I think it's a psychological problem that we all fear failure, and we fear the rejection that comes with failure. So I say to all my students, be the rhino. Rhinoceros have thick hides. And you need, if you are to survive and thrive in the entertainment industry, you need a thick hide. And in particular, you need to not worry about rejection. If you send out an application to Framestore and they don't get back to you, you cannot feel crushed by this. They get applications from hundreds, thousands of people all the time. You need to think quite differently. And, applying for work is a bit like online dating. You need to cast your net wide. And you cannot be worried if one person says no. You need to, the trick with applying for work is create a spreadsheet, or at least a simple list of companies to apply to. And that could be hundreds of companies, and then apply to all of them. You are trying to target the company that is in need of extra help, the company that is looking to recruit right now. And you don't know what that company is. And you're not going to find that out with a Google search, because it might be that they just got a big job on Friday and now it's Monday morning and they need bodies. And so you have to apply often and apply to many companies, and make sure that your demo reel is polished, your LinkedIn profile is up to date, make your application shiny, do a nice cover letter, indicate that you know something about what that company does and who they are. Don't just send out a random Dear Animation Studio letter. You need a nice cover letter. Of course, you need a CV, resume, although LinkedIn now pretty much provides that as well. But the trick is you've got to apply. And I cannot tell you how many times, I've sent a link to, I've recommended someone for a job. I've sent a link to the job to the student. I hear nothing back. A couple of days later, I chase the student. I'm still hearing nothing. Then maybe, I'm sending a slightly more irritable email saying, please get back to me. What about this job? And they say, oh, I didn't apply because my demo reel wasn't ready. Or, oh, I didn't apply because it said you needed Houdini and I don't know Houdini. Well, okay, one of the things that you've got to understand about job applications is any job application that is advertised will have a shopping list of things that they want. They will ask for the sun, the moon, and the stars. They will ask for 5 years experience in the industry. They will ask for Houdini expertise, Unreal Engine expertise. They will ask for all kinds of things that you might not have, but that doesn't matter, because it doesn't mean they're going to find that candidate. You can still apply, right? You've got expertise, you've got talent, you've got skills. And if you need to do, if they come back to you and say, okay, you've got a job, but you're going to need to know a little Houdini, fine, do the Houdini tutorials over the weekend. Look it up at YouTube, go to Vimeo, get a subscription to lynda.com, whatever. You can find a way to learn that stuff in a hurry, and you don't need to be put off by the fact that there's one skill advertised in the job description that you don't have. You just don't need to worry about that. The trick is just to apply. And the single biggest reason why my students don't find work in the industry, if they don't find work, and most of my students do, the single biggest reason is because they have simply not applied. And that is the biggest psychological barrier that everybody has to get over. You just have to apply, and you have to understand that rejection, especially now in COVID times, is part of the mix. And you've just got to keep applying and find those studios. And there are many studios, because despite COVID, despite Corona, the industry continues to expand. Despite all the problems, there are still studios out there looking for talent. But you've got to be good. You've got to have a good demo reel. You've got to be easy to find. Start with your LinkedIn profile, update it, make sure you've got a link to your blog website and your demo reel, and you'll be good to go.